Hello and welcome to the 160th of a second photography podcast. Today's episode is entitled Seriously, You're Asking for That. I'm in several Facebook groups. I'm in several groups on other websites. I'm on several casting sites and photography sites, and I see things. And I do realise that I work a lot without paying people because I do quite a lot of TFP. Or I do things like street photography, or I used to. I haven't been doing it so much because of obviously the pandemic. So I occasionally come across things and I see things and I think, oh, that's not, you can't ask for that. So I saw three things actually that made me just think. Two were very similar, that's why I grouped them together. Three things that just made me think, I think you're taking the mickey there, and I wanted to talk about them. So first of all, what I ask for, I think, is different. I will often put things out for TFP photography shoots and TFP videography. Now, the point of TFP is both parties gain. So TFP stands for time for prints, and it used to be in the very olden days, a long time ago, people would get prints of photographs when it was the film era. They'd get headshots or portraits or whatever as prints, and they could use them in their portfolio. And the idea is no money changes hands. I've talked about this on several podcast episodes and various other things. I think it's great. The photographer gets to practice with a model. They might be a professional model, they might be a hobbyist, it might be their first shoot, but regardless, they get to practice and they don't have to pay. So a model can go anywhere from £20 an hour all the way up to who knows what, but the models I look at or have worked with go anywhere from £20 up to £60 per hour. Now obviously you need 1 or 2 hours. I work quite quickly, other people don't, but that can soon start to add up. The model needs photos. You can't get paid gigs as a model unless you have some proof that you can do what you say you're doing. So with TFP, the photographer and the model, they work together, and the photographer gives some images to the model and the photographer keeps some images for his portfolio. So both people get images for their portfolio without paying each other money. So there are a few things to be agreed, how many images, when do I get the images, are the images edited, that sort of thing needs to be agreed. Where can I use the images? Can I sell the images? I'm not going to go into that today. So a while ago, a professional photographer said to me that hobbyists are ruining their profession because they do stuff for free. Well, they don't just do stuff for free. They do stuff for trade, and really they're getting something out of it. And they're not, I suppose they are doing it for free, but they're also saving £20 or £40 by doing it that way. And yeah, that is going to have a knock-on on a professional photographer. But I suspect anyone doing model or headshots or things like that will have encountered that hobbyists are doing it and they're doing it TFP, and that might be having an impact on them. Of course, where a professional photographer can differentiate themselves is the quality of editing, the reputation, other ways to promote, and how quickly they turn those photos around. And ultimately, it's about the results. If the professional photographer can get a better result than a hobbyist, then they're the ones to use. But I've digressed. Let me talk about what I saw. So for photography, I saw someone post a picture and say, I really like this photograph, but there's someone else who's walked in the photograph. Can you Photoshop them? That was that. And I thought, yeah, I guess someone could do that. It was asking for that sort of thing for free. It wasn't a particularly difficult thing to do. I mean, you could get an app on your phone and you could probably remove the person yourself. You would need to know that, of course. And then someone else asked, can you fix this photo problem? And what had happened is their hair had blown across the second person. There were two people in a photo. The first person's hair had blown across into the face of the other person. So as a photographer, when I saw that, I thought, you just need to reshoot it. I don't think there's any way you can save that with editing or photoshopping, but someone had asked anyway. Now, it's varying degrees of, that's a big ask. The first one you could probably do within a couple of seconds. It might be 5 minutes on the computer in Photoshop. The second one I didn't think could do. The second one would be beyond me, to remove hair from someone else's face while making that hair in the first person look okay. That would be beyond me. I couldn't do that. I mean, maybe you could do it if you had different shots of them and you could cut pieces out and stuff, but I just think it's beyond. But my experience with these type of requests is, if someone asks for something for free, then quite possibly they don't value what's being done. So they might not appreciate how long it takes to correct something in Photoshop to make it look very good. You could do it quite easily in Photoshop very, very quickly, but would it look good? Would you be able to notice the work? That's another matter. So quite often people who ask for things for free want it done really quickly, want it done to a very high standard, but aren't prepared to pay for it, but will ask people to do it for free. And maybe people do things for free for them, and they've always had that. So why would they pay if they can get someone to do it for free and they do a good job? I get that quite a lot. I get people saying to me, it's people I know, it's sort of colleagues, friends and family, oh yeah, can you just do that? Can you just make a video? They don't realise it might take 5 hours to make a video. They just think I can do it really quickly. And in some cases I can, but in some cases, if I did it really quickly, it wouldn't be good enough. And it wouldn't be good enough for me to put out. So I think people just don't realise. The one that I thought was even more of an ask was, occasionally I come across requests for videographers, and obviously I look at those because I'm a videographer as well. I do apologise if you can hear a dog barking. This is one of the things of lockdowns. Everyone got a dog, and I have no control over someone else's dog barking. Anyway, I've digressed again. So I often look out for videography things, and I've seen a couple where someone's doing a show or they're part of a group and they want it filmed and they want it put in a demo reel. So this one said, can you film my show? Starts at 10 o'clock in central London, and then I want all the footage. And the problem I have with that is, I mean, I wasn't going to do it. There's no way I'd be interested in that. There was no mention of expenses. So getting into London, fairly expensive. You'd be working for a couple of hours, then you'd have to get home probably past midnight. Well, who's paying for that travel? Is it the videographer or the person who's asked for it? And it's unsociable hours as well. And the fact that those things weren't mentioned made me think they probably want it turned around really quickly. And the other thing, of course, is at 10 o'clock at night inside, it's going to be low light. So that's going to be an incredibly tricky one to do. So you could probably just turn up with your phone, of course, and capture something, but probably people wouldn't be particularly happy with that and would want a professional job done for free. And it comes back to that. People wanting a professional job done for free, and a professional job but not paying professional prices or paying for free. And I think that is unfair of an ask. Other ones I've seen done where I'm in a band, I've got a show, I'd like a demo reel done. The show is next in Oxford. Please apply. And then it was only apply if you're a serious videographer and you do this full time. But again, why would anyone who does it full time do it for free and travel to get there? There has to be something in it for someone. And occasionally when you start out, right or wrong, you do things for free to build a demo reel or to prove that you can do it. Goes back to what I was talking about with models needing photographs. They have to prove they can do it. They're not going to pay to prove they can do it. They're going to try and get it for free, and there is nothing wrong with that. Again, both parties benefit. So if you are starting your career as a videographer or photographer, maybe you might want to try that. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying if that's right or wrong, but you're getting something out of it. But if you want a professional videographer, well, you need to think, what are they getting out of it? And if they're not going to get anything out of it, well, they're probably not going to do it, are they? I mean, maybe if a celebrity said, oh, I need this video done, people would do it for free because they get to work with a celebrity. It may raise their profile. They may get to keep the footage and then they could sell it, etc., etc. But the point is they're getting something out of it. These requests for doing something for free, I don't see people getting anything out of it other than the person who's making the request. So I can't ever see that happening. But anyway, do let me know what you think. Have you done work for free? Have you done lots of TF work? Would you do photography for free? Would you do videography for free? Is there a difference between doing TFP work for videography and photography? Do let me know. Thank you very much.